Hello, welcome to this video resource which will go over the basics of editing and creating Wikipedia pages through a decolonial lens. We'll look over some of the relevant contextual concerns before showing how to navigate Wikipedia as an editor, and demonstrating some of the different methods for editing and creating pages. First, we'll look at some of the contextual concerns to answer the question, how can Wikipedia editing contribute to the decolonization of knowledge? It's worth noting that Wikipedia is a global resource with a huge number of readers worldwide. We will be focusing on English language Wikipedia. Editing helps you to learn about your chosen subject matter, while also contributing to the democratization of knowledge. Wikipedia is essentially the backbone of the internet, in that it allows for free and open access to a huge variety of knowledge. For this reason, it aims to be neutral. However, this is not always the case. Since Wikipedia reflects the world, marginalized groups are often not well covered. Wikipedia is edited and maintained by a vast user base and, for the most part, trustworthy, provided that users follow through with citations. There are many potential reasons, however, for biases on Wikipedia. It's worth noting that its writers are mostly from Europe and North America. Only about 10% of Wikipedia's writers are women, and only about 18% of biographies on English Wikipedia are about women. Other factors that may contribute to biases include access to tech and digital poverty, and the pervasiveness of English as dominant in online spaces. Since Wikipedia is such a renowned and widely used platform, we believe it is essential that these biases are addressed. Through editing and creating pages with decolonial thought at the heart of the process, we believe that positive, long-lasting change can be made to knowledge production. Wikipedia is flawed, but we can fix it. It is useful at this point to consider who the important figures covered by your course are. Are they on Wikipedia? Are they well represented? Moreover, what artists or thinkers do you personally admire? Those who are important to your practice. Are they well represented? Some more context which contributes to the importance of Wikipedia as being a trustworthy resource for knowledge. Wikipedia is a global resource, read 20 billion times a month. Visibility on Wikipedia translates to visibility online. It is used by Amazon and Google to power their personal assistants, and used by YouTube and Facebook to combat fake news and conspiracy theories. It's used by the public and professionals, and journalists use Wikipedia to brush up on a subject and decide who to talk to. The aims which we define for our efforts are essentially threefold. We hope to increase the visibility and credibility of underrepresented artists, researchers, and events, support students and staff to become Wikipedia editors and creators with decolonization at the heart of our efforts, and to provide an opportunity for you to play an active role in decolonizing knowledge, whilst also improving your research, writing, and editing skills. Now we'll move on to the actual editing of Wikipedia. To edit any Wikipedia page, simply press the edit button between read and view history. The visual editor is very simple to use. Here you can change the text style before clicking to type as you would in a Word document. To add a citation, simply click Cite. You can paste in a link to a web page, press Generate, and Wikipedia will do the rest. You may also want to add an image. To do so, click Insert and choose Images and Media. Here you can search for an image using Wikicommons. Once you have chosen one to use, you may want to add a caption and image description. When you're happy with your edit, click Publish Changes. You'll be prompted to give a brief summary of the edit you have made, so that other users will know what you've done. Use the View History function to see edits that other users have made to the same page. If you would like to discuss editing with another editor, you can leave comments on their talk page. In the interest of complete transparency, it is important to declare your intentions on your Wikipedia profile. Here are 2 sample texts which you can include, depending on whether you are writing as part of a paid role or writing voluntarily. Adding this to your profile will also count as your first edit. So, what counts as an edit? Essentially, there are 2 approaches to editing a page. Minor edits may consist of small corrections and additions, while major edits may entail complete overhauls of pages, or the addition of extensive research. Both kinds of editing are extremely important to the overall aim of decolonizing Wikipedia. Here's a minor edit on the page for Shiraze Hushiari. A section on group and solo exhibitions has been added. It's relatively minor, but it significantly expands the scope of the page for this artist. Here is another minor edit. The inclusion of one line here attributes the repeal of a New York anti-dancing law to Frankie DeKaiser Hutchinson, who spearheaded the campaign against it. An example of a much more major edit is the 1911 Festival of Empire page. Here, a complete overhaul of the page was coordinated between 2 editors using a Google Doc, with the aim of ensuring that the page more accurately depicted the racism inherent in the event in question. One last note on editing is the inclusion of images, a notoriously tricky element of Wikipedia editing due to the complexities of copyright law. There are different processes depending on whether an image is an image already in Wikicommons, your own work, someone else's work, or an image of someone else, licensing description and copyright tags, and fair use. Although ultimately the easiest way to include images is to use your own work where possible, uploading it to Wikicommons so that it can be subsequently used by other users. Now we will move on to the creation of Wikipedia pages. It's worth noting that you will not be able to create a Wikipedia page immediately after creating your account. You will need to make 10 edits, and your account will need to be 4 days old. The edits can be really small, and you can even just edit your own profile 10 times. UAL staff member Matt Lingard created this page for Alvaro Barrington from scratch. It was an extensive research project which he documented on his blog, detailing the process. There are 3 ways to create a page. If you see a red link on a Wikipedia page, this means that the subject does not yet have its own page. Clicking the link will create the page. Stub articles, particularly short Wikipedia pages, also give you the option to expand the article into a full Wikipedia page. You can also search for a name using the Wikipedia search bar. If the page does not yet exist, you will be given the option to create it. For instance, you can search the name of a practitioner in the search bar. If they don't have a page, you can click the red link here to create one. The Recordings resource, published in collaboration with Chelsea College of Arts in 1996, lists bibliographies for an extensive list of African, Afro-Caribbean, and Asian British artists. This is a good place to identify artists who are underrepresented by traditional canons that center white, European, and North American artists, and as such may not yet have Wikipedia pages. Finally, some ethical questions about the editing and creation of Wikipedia pages through a decolonial lens. Even though it's technically possible to make an article about anyone as long as they're well known enough, if you want to write an article about someone, it could be a good idea to contact them first. That way, the subject of the article has more agency in the way they're being represented online. Finally, there is the chicken and egg issue. Often, when we edit and write articles for underrepresented artists, adhering to proper conventions for reliable and reputable sources can be tricky when said artists have been underrepresented by the sources which we understand to be academically trustworthy. In this case, what happens if the sources available look no more credible than the Wikipedia page you want to create or edit? This might often be the case for hidden or lost histories, leading to the question of what came first, the chicken or the egg, and what might feel like scraping the barrel. For example, some of the more controversial imagery and facts associated with the aforementioned 1911 Festival of Empire, which could be added to its Wikipedia page. It's interesting to first evaluate the credibility of the references currently cited on the page. If we search 1911 Festival of Empire, what kind of online sources come up that offer new imagery and facts? Would these sources pass Wikipedia's notability criteria? What other things should we be cautious about? Thank you for engaging with this video resource about the editing and creation of Wikipedia pages through a decolonial lens. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact us with the details on screen.